From Michael. Oh, magnificent Klavan with crystal vision clarity. Now that the Supreme Court overruled the sports gambling law, would you consider gambling a sin? I can see it being a vice, but I can't find it being called a sin in the Bible. What's your take on it? Well, first of all, let's make sure we understand what the Supreme Court said. The Supreme Court said that the federal government did not have the right to coerce the states into outlawing betting on sports, which is a really important part of federalism. They weren't supporting gambling, they were supporting federalism. They were supporting the states' rights to make their own laws and not be coerced by the government. It was a good decision. It was 7-2. So it was, that was about freedom, not about gambling. My own take on gambling is my take on a lot of things that are, you call them vices. Some people call them sins, but I leave the judgment of sin to God. I mean, I know that there are things that are crimes. I know that there are things that are wrong, but I leave the judgment of sin to God because I believe that sin is a question of what direction you're facing, whether you're facing in the direction of God, and that only God knows. And so I really leave judgment to God in these things. And I think that I wish more, it's funny, I was on a religious show and I said to him, Jesus at the Last Supper in his last few minutes gave instructions to his disciples. His instructions were not, figure out who goes to heaven and then get back to me. It was not, figure out whether you believe in transubstantiation and then kill everyone who doesn't. That's not what he said. He said, love one another as I have loved you, with sacrificial love. That's how they'll know who you are. So I think, we want to get to the love and not so much the judgment, which is really, judgment is mine, saith, vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. Gambling, I gamble a very little bit. I play poker with my pals. I come in, I know exactly how much I'm going to lose. If I lose, and I know, I'm not going to win that much. If I win, I can afford it. I'm not addicted to it. Certainly gambling is a powerful addiction. If you find yourself spending money you don't have, or spending money and not having fun, spending money compulsively, if you find you can't stop, then I think you're degrading yourself. And degrading yourself does seem to me to have the whiff of sin about it. That always is something that I think about in my life. I think like, maybe this is giving me pleasure, but I'm degrading myself. Maybe that's a sin. Maybe I won't do that anymore. And so I'm very loose about gambling because I think that it can be pleasurable. It can be fun. But you got to do it at a level that makes sense. Even if you have a lot of money, even if it doesn't hurt you to lose, $10,000. I'm not sure that losing $10,000 is such a good idea. When I talk about playing a poker game, I'm talking about $50, every month or something like that. And seeing my friends and having, drinks and pizza. And it's like, that's worth $50 to me. That's worth $50. I'm a mediocre card player. I know I'm going to win sometimes. I know I'm going to lose sometimes. It doesn't seem to me a sin to enjoy that at that level. But of course, anything can be an idol, and anything can come and grip you and drag you down.